You know, on the receiving end of a lot of advertising dollars, you know, we work with salespeople across the country, and we understand the landscape is shifting significantly. And revenue is going to take the path of least resistance from the buy side in most cases, and that path right now is through an IP-based digital dollars. And you know, it's difficult. There's a lot of friction to place a buy on local spot TV. I mean, that's what we hear from the agencies. So, you know, at Raycom, and I think as an industry, we need to reduce that friction as much as possible through means of automation or programmatic, however you want to refer to it. With WideOrbit, we're set up on all of its platforms, the P-Direct and the open marketplace. My team specifically works on the open marketplace for all of the stations on their behalf. We've trained 6 people on how to manage that, and as the offers come in, we want to be able to react swiftly and to best serve our clients' needs and these new revenue streams. A lot of the advertisers are folks who would traditionally not buy TV because of that friction, and these mechanisms allow them to purchase quality video impressions through local television.
So who are those buyers? Like, what does that look like? This sort of new world of buyers for you?
I think they're people who don't want to talk to local salespeople. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's a secret. Is, you know, there's a lot of hassle, a lot of back and forth. What are you going to charge me for this? You know, what's the negotiated rate? Okay, I got preempted. Now we have to work and make good. But if they can just log into a dashboard, press a couple buttons, place an order, and they get impressions in a local newscast or local sporting event or network sporting event, that's valuable inventory.
Awesome. And what does the marketplace look like? Is it sort of an open marketplace? Is it a private marketplace?
There's both. Yep.
So how does that shake out?
So open marketplace, I refer to it as more of like you make yourself available for sale to everyone, and there's really no client interaction. They log in, they purchase what they want to, and it's done. The P-Direct or the private marketplace is more of a traditional avail request and negotiation where there are specific campaign goals, where the buyer logs in, they put in their GRPs, their ratings, rates, negotiation occurs with the sales manager at the station. It's agreed upon, but it's by way of not going through third parties. It's a direct negotiation through the platform. And then the integrations that P-Direct has with media sales and with WideOrbit traffic allows the order, once it's agreed upon, to flow into traffic and be treated as a traditional order.
And Garrett, I want to ask you about this notion of audience buying, targeted. You know, local stations do provide targeting, but not in the sort of household level specifically. What do you think the opportunities are, and where do you hope the industry goes in terms of providing a more targeted audience for buyers?
Sure. I mean, what we've seen with Pearl and the ATSC 3.0 initiative, I mean, Raycom's a huge supporter of that. We're a member of the Pearl Committee. When we look at addressable television, you know, it's not just, you know, I want adults 18 to 34. You know, I want, you know, left-handed auto intenders that live in this zip code every other Thursday of the month. I mean, that's an extreme example, but on the digital side, they have very specific targeting that's available that's not currently available through a linear feed. If we can get a local broadcaster to be able to reach specific audience segments, I believe there's a great deal of value in that, where the CPMs will be higher than your traditional buy if we can zero in on that target audience.
Tell us a little bit about sort of the changing world of distribution consumption. We hear quite a lot about it.
Yep.
What are the opportunities for the local stations?
You know, I can speak from my experience at Raycom, is that we recognize that the notion of everybody sitting down as a family and watching the television in the evening without fast forwarding through commercials is no longer the case. I mean, I have a family, I've got kids, they're on the iPad, I'm on my phone, you know, my wife is watching TV, you know, we're consuming video all the time, you know, on various different methods. And, you know, we have Roku apps, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. It's just, you have to be in all those places, because, you know, as much as I like to sit and watch my giant TV at home, I know I have a lot of friends who would rather watch, you know, Fox Sports Go, or would rather watch local news, you know, while they're sitting in their office on their phone on a stand right there. And then that's where we need to be as broadcasters if we want to reach our audience, because they're in different places, so we need to be in different places too.
And where does that stand? How's that, would you say, the industry in terms of embracing?
It's got a lot of work to do. I think that the technology is not necessarily on the same level as it is. I mean, television is tried and true. We know it looks good. We can protect the on-air look. A lot of the live streaming and OTT apps don't provide the same reconciliation for a buy side that they would expect. You know, if we don't want spots to run back to back to back to back, we don't want long pauses, we want to have a user experience on the digital side similar to the linear side where it flows and you can retain audience rather than just kind of choppiness.